there are many openly LGBT soldiers serving on the front line. Well, now they're challenging people's prejudices in a country where many still hold socially conservative and even homophobic views. But the war has exposed an inequality, as our correspondent Jean Mackenzie now reports.
This is where Ukraine's fallen are remembered and mourned. For Pride Month, the LGBT community have come to lay flags for their dead. Rodion's former boyfriend was killed during the first months of the invasion. Roman was just 21 when a local family leaked the position of his unit to the Russians.
Roma was really, I think, one of the best people,
The deaths of gay soldiers on the front line has exposed an injustice here. LGBT people don't have equal marriage rights.
All this death, all this blood, the same. No matter it's heterosexual people or homosexual people, it's the same. I don't want to feel like I'm one of half citizen. I'm the same human as anyone. I pay the same tax, I'm the same pro-Ukrainian, yes, and rocket can kill me the same way like everybody else.
This is the first Pride March to be held since the start of the war. And military campaigners are using this moment to back a new law to allow same-sex partnerships. As it stands, the partners of those killed in combat are not entitled to collect their bodies. The marchers are only allowed to move a few hundred meters. There's a risk of homophobic attacks. This community is still battling against conservative views, even though these soldiers are challenging people's prejudices.
We showed that there are LGBT defenders on the front line, and Ukrainians respect that, and that is why they became more inclusive towards LGBT community.
But the celebrations are quickly wrapped up, as hundreds of protesters make their way to the symbolic Maidan Square. This group of far-right protesters have just turned up to try and counter the Pride March, and they have been shouting incredibly offensive and homophobic slogans. Now, the LGBT organisers are saying that they are not reflective of society. There are always going to be people who are homophobic. They say that society is growing more tolerant, but this gives you a sense of some of the opposition that they're up against. There's opposition in Parliament too. The bill on same-sex partnerships has been blocked by Conservative MPs. And LGBT soldiers worry the war might not provide the window for change they'd hoped for. Jean Mackenzie, BBC News, Kyiv.